10 o'clock on the dot. Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. Put by Swatan Television. I'm Sanapo Ngwane alongside Stella Ognene. Thanks so much for choosing to stay with us and making us a news channel of choice. We begin here first. The headlines tonight. His Excellency, the Prime Minister, who is representing His Majesty King Mswati III, has met with the UN Secretary General Special Envoy in Mbabane. The World Food Programme has committed itself to supporting the government of Eswatini in fighting poverty in communities. And the Minister of Information, Communications and Technology has donated 80 tablets with docking stations, 5 wireless access points and Cisco switches to the Minister of Health. Good evening, the news in detail. We begin here. Our first story. His Excellency, the Prime Minister Russell Miso Dlamini, who was representing His Majesty King Mswati III, has met with the UN Secretary General Special Envoy Jean Todt in a cabinet conference room. The Prime Minister said he read enough about Todt to know that Eswatini stands to learn a lot from his visit. The meeting was held on Monday afternoon.
Kofi Annan Road Safety Award, which will end on Tuesday. Expected to be in attendance on Tuesday is the UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety, Jean Todt. Todt has met with His Excellency the Prime Minister Russell Dlamini, who was representing His Majesty King Mswati III. They discussed solutions to reducing road accidents and prevent injuries.
Really believe that your government will also have an impact in the country. We've seen a decrease in the road accidents, and I'm sure that even the effort that is going to be exerted by your government here is going to contribute significantly to that. And we look forward really to your engagement with the ministry, with the government, with the public here as well, and to learn from you as well, being somebody who's roving all over the world.
Todt said Africa lags behind in road safety compared to European countries.
The figures are not good globally in Africa. I mean, I will give you the equivalent. In Europe, average figure are 5 deaths for 100,000 population. Here it's 25. The road is killing 1.2 million people globally every year. 50 million people are injured with full disability. And as it is #1 cause for death and injury for young generation from 5 to 29, I'll let you figure out what is the cost.
Todt said putting all efforts towards reducing road accidents can save lives and ensure that the world attains Sustainable Development Goal 3.6. This goal speaks to reducing global deaths and injuries from road traffic accidents by half. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela, Mbabane.
Now, the World Food Programme has committed itself to supporting the government of Eswatini in fighting poverty in communities. The World Food Programme has donated gadgets and a car to the value of 850,000 emalangeni to the Deputy Prime Minister's office, which will assist in database collection. The gadgets have been donated at the Deputy Prime Minister's office on Monday.
All in all, the laptops and the tablets are 31 in number, and they will assist in the ongoing database collection aimed at assisting poverty-stricken families and knowing their whereabouts and their way of life. The World Food Programme Head of Office in Eswatini, Ashraful Amin, says they have had a good working relationship with the Deputy Prime Minister's office and they will continue assisting needy families.
WFP is also supporting the ministry in the process of data collection through providing this generous contribution of laptops, tablets, as well as a vehicle that will help the ministry to facilitate the data collection in the field.
The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Thuli Dlala, says the program is already running in the Shiselweni region where officers are already on the ground collecting data with the aim of assisting Maswati.
Lapho sibutha khona imininingwane lechaza impilo yemuntu ukuthi uphila impilo lenjani, uhlala kuphi,
The Deputy Prime Minister says this will contribute to the country's social protection programs. She says the car also will go a long way in reaching in the different communities in the country. She says the donation will go a long way and they will ensure to handle the donated material with care. She says once the data is collected, they will know how many people need to benefit from the Deputy Prime Minister's office in its different programs. This also addresses food insecurities in communities. Reporting, I am Kian Msibi, Babane.
The Deputy Prime Minister's office has reserved startup kits for child-headed households in its program of skills development. The Deputy Prime Minister's office then handed over the kits to beneficiaries. The handover took place at the Deputy Prime Minister's office on Monday.
MTN FinTech under MTN Eswatini has supported young girls from child-headed families with startup kits in the form of smartphones, which they will use to market themselves.
Lokulesikuphethe kuncane kakhulu besingafisa kube ngabe kukhona kukhulu but sithanze le usho ukuthi la kuthi kuya kuphi.
The MTN FinTech CEO Sam Shonga says the funds worth 15,000 Amalangeni will go a long way in digitizing the products by the ladies. He says they do appreciate the kind gesture by the Deputy Prime Minister's office, thus they saw the need to also assist as well. The Deputy Prime Minister's office also added to their contribution by adding startup capital to nail technicians, food and decor specialists as well as hairdressers. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Thuli Dladla, says they want to see these young ladies going places with their businesses.
Le tingalo yakhe ilokhunja is 49,220. Bese ke lo wenta tinwele ngu 35,250. Bese ke lo wenta i-catering 28,205. But yena une stove, une fridge and so on and so forth. Bese ke sokubanga lo mfana wami lesibaya lotholela ama musical instruments 150,000.
Mbireni bese side lithemba ke bhangane tinhlangano selibuyile lithemba sesitawusebenza ngekukhandla nangokwethembeka.
The beneficiaries say life has already changed for the better. Some have already received houses from the Deputy Prime Minister's office, saying had it not been for the government of Eswatini, they would have been dead by now. They say their businesses are already up and running. This is testament that His Majesty's government and partners always step in for those in need. Reporting, I am Kian Msibi, Babane.
The Honourable Minister of Economic Planning and Development, Dr. Tambo Gina, says government says targeted investments in young people are key to driving both economic growth and managing population dynamics. The Honourable Minister was speaking in Parliament on Monday.
When the House of Assembly convened for parliamentary work on Monday, the Honourable Minister of Economic Planning and Development, Dr. Tambo Gina, responded to a question by Ngutseni Member of Parliament, Charles Ndlovu, where he asked about the government's strategic plans for managing population growth in Eswatini.
Nyalo-ke population yethu labasuka 15 years by 64 sebaningi those who are productive sebafuna kuba ngetulu walaba labangasi productive.
The Honourable Minister says these youth development initiatives are expected to stimulate sustainable economic growth and development in the years to come. Whereas the Honourable members of the House posed question to the Honourable Minister.
Uthi ema-investors akayevendele bantu labancane mhlawumbe kungako nazi ngakhona ku-attractor le-FDI.
Nangibuka Mr Speaker ngibuta nje enduneni usho ukuthi leti idlu tonke leti le mithi yakhe wanyalo nje 0.7%. Uthi singaspenda imali over $1 billion particularly on young people, equipping them with skills. Bese bane employment rate lengaka.
The Speaker of the House, Jabulani Mabuza, awarded the Honourable Minister a chance to respond to the debate.
Itolo besinaka ngelinani lebantu banganani sivinini labakhula ngaso ukuthi siyakhona ukubondla
The Honourable Minister says he agrees with the Honourable House that population growth and economic growth needs to be in sync. Reporting Samgal Suekoza, Temba Shabangu and Smuva Shongwe, Parliament.
The Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, Senator Savannah Mazia, has donated 8 tablets with docking stations, 5 wireless access points and Cisco switches to the Minister of Health, Mduduzi Matsebula. Now, the equipment will be deployed across 5 hospitals to support point-of-care usage and connectivity. The donation will help strengthen the inpatient client management information system.
This donation was made by Eswatini Communications Commission. The Commission's Chief Executive, Mvilawempi Dlamini, explains further.
But beyond the hardware, we recognize the responsibility that comes with enabling digital transformation in sensitive environments like healthcare. As the regulatory agent responsible for data protection and cybersecurity, ESCOM takes serious the need to uphold the privacy, integrity, and security of all digital health platforms.
The Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, Senator Savannah Mazia, says the inpatient client management information system is a positive step towards transforming the health sector through technology.
This digital platform will enable health professionals to seamlessly manage patient information from admission to discharge, ensuring that data is accurate, accessible, and secure. It represents a leap forward in our ongoing efforts to digitize public service delivery and strengthen our health systems using technology and government in your hand drive. But more than that, Honourable Minister, this is about people. It's about making sure that every patient is treated with dignity, that their health records follow them, and that our health professionals are empowered with the tools they need to make timely, informed decisions.
The Minister of Health, Honorable Mduduzi Matsebula, says the support from the Minister of ICT will be of great benefit.
As a Minister of Health, we are very excited to see such initiatives, and we are positive that this will yield good results, such as improved documentation of community-based healthcare services, improved linkage of people to care and treatment, improved adherence to treatment among people receiving care and treatment services through community-based differentiated treatment model.
This is not the first time the Ministry of Health has received support from the Communications Regulatory Body in relation to the Client Management Information System. The regulator previously donated mobile gadgets to the ministry, which were distributed to over 200 health facilities and hospitals. Reporting Fortune Dlangamandla, Cooper Center, Mbabane.
The Honourable Minister of Public Works and Transport, Senator Chief Ndlahlaza Ndwandwe, says high motor vehicle accidents in Africa call for innovative financing models, including private-public partnerships and international funding streams. The Honourable Minister said this during the mobilization of domestic financing to accelerate road safety technical workshop. Swatini Television, Samko Sokoza has more on that story.
Before the commencement of the prestigious Kofi Annan Road Safety Awards, the Kingdom of Eswatini took a proactive step in addressing one of the most critical challenges in road safety, which is funding. The meeting was officially opened by the Honourable Minister of Public Works and Transport in the Kingdom of Eswatini, Senator Chief Ndlahlaza Ndwandwe.
As hosts to this third edition, we are renewed in our vigor to continue addressing road safety issues. We urge all fellow African countries to follow suit. We cannot allow the situation where Africa has the lowest vehicle population but has among the highest road traffic fatalities to prevail.
United Nations Eswatini Resident Coordinator Joshua Chira said without adequate funding, UN's goals to reduce fatalities and improve mobility cannot be met.
Road safety remains a grave, and I repeat, a grave challenge, which could get worse as the continent is transformed to higher levels of prosperity and we put more vehicles on our roads. So we are here to remind ourselves that despite having just 3% of the world's vehicles, Africa accounts for nearly 19% of global road traffic deaths.
United Nations Secretary-General Special Envoy for Road Safety, Jean Todt, highlighted the importance of exploring innovative financing models.
The savings through improved road safety can close Africa's infrastructure, while the United Nations embedded it within the Sustainable Development Goals, recognizing that safe, accessible, and sustainable transport systems are essential for a prosperous future.
The Kingdom of Eswatini is to host the 3rd edition of the Kofi Annan Road Safety Awards on Tuesday. Reporting, Samgal Siwekoza with Temba Shabangu Esulwini.
The Honourable Speaker, Jabulani Mabuza, has called for regular ministerial statements from Cabinet which serve as an update on key government activities and policy directions. The Honourable Speaker was speaking during a sitting on Monday.
Before the Honourable Speaker of the House of Assembly, Jabulani Mabuza, called for the adjournment of the House of Assembly on Monday, he reminded the Cabinet about Standing Order 60, which calls for collaborative actions and for the Cabinet to present updates about certain issues in a form of ministerial statements.
Una Standing Order 60, lokhulumisa indzaba yema-ministerial statements. Ukuthi bo-minister, kusukela kundunankulu, bonke nje bo-minister, nakukhona labafuna uku-communicate, iParliament is there for them.
The Speaker says regardless of the situation, the Cabinet needs to constantly give updates to the Honourable House. He says such statements are crucial for keeping members of Parliament, by extension the public, and inform them about key government activities and policy directions. Reporting, Samgal Suekoza, Temba Shabangu and Smuva Shongwe, Parliament.
Government spokesperson Alpheus Mfanangumalo, aged 61, who is accused of sexually assaulting 2 young women, has been granted bail in the amount of 50,000 in Malangeni. The alleged survivors, who share the same surname, are aged 17 and 18 years old. The charges relate to incidents that are alleged to have occurred between 2023 to 2024.
The accused person, Alpheus Ngumalo, has been charged with violating various provisions of the Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence SODV Act. In the first count, he is alleged to have, between May 2024 to August 2024, sexually assaulted a 17-year-old girl around Madonsa. In the second count, he is accused of sexually assaulting an 18-year-old girl while around Madonsa between 2023 to August 2024. It is notable that the alleged survivors share the same surname. In the second charge involving the 18-year-old, he is also accused of abusing his power and position as government spokesperson in a way that made it difficult for the complainant to refuse or resist the sexual advances. Malo made his first court appearance at the Manzini Magistrate Court on Monday morning. The prosecution submitted that should the accused be found guilty, his name be added in the National Sex Offenders Register. In an urgent bail application filed with the High Court, Ngumalo states that he will plead not guilty to the charges as he is innocent. While not going into detail about the defense, he said he knows the complainant very well and they are very close to him. He says the closeness stems from the fact that he had a strong relationship with their father. He says they attended the same college and shared meals regularly with their parents. He says the complainants were often present during this gathering. Ngumalo went on to say that the breakdown in his relationship with the complainant's father began when the father, who was struggling financially, owed a motor vehicle mechanic. The issue started when the father failed to repay the loan and has not paid it back to this day. He claims this is when tensions between them began. He says he was shocked when the police arrested him early on Sunday morning. Despite being shocked, he says he cooperated with the police. Ngumalo says he is a sickly person. He adds that since being detained, his health has reportedly deteriorated due to poor conditions in the holding facility. Ngumalo says his job as a government spokesperson has in the past compelled him to defend arrests of certain individuals. He says, therefore, some individuals who, for obvious reasons, did not like the government spokesperson position. He says some of these individuals are still kept in the various facilities in the country. He further mentions that such persons attributed the government's position to him as the one who was articulating the position adopted by government over their arrest. He says there is a likelihood that during his continued incarceration, he may have an encounter with such individuals and they may pose danger to his life. The bail application is before High Court Judge Mamsi Dlamini. The Crown did not oppose the bail request. The judge granted Nxumalo bail set at 50,000 emalangeni. He was ordered to pay 5,000 emalangeni in cash, with the remaining 45,000 to be secured as surety. The accused was not in court when the judge made the ruling. The judge further directed that Nxumalo must make a physical appearance the following morning to be formally warned on his bail conditions. Nxumalo was represented by his attorney Khumbulani Msibi, who told the court that reason for the accused's absence was the unavailability of transport. The Crown was represented by Prosecutor Futhi Gametse from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Reporting Fortune Dlangamandla, High Court.
The Central Bank of Eswatini and the Eswatini Television Authority have joined forces in a powerful partnership sealed to bring the central bank complex to Zulwini to life, educate the nation on smart money habits and promote everything central bank. Now, during the signing ceremony with the Chief Executive Officer Mlamuli Dlamini at the Central Bank of Eswatini Zulwini headquarters in Mbabane on Monday morning, the Governor Dr. Phil Mnisi said a new era of collaboration, education and national development begins between the two institutions.
The central bank governor shares some of the contents of the agreement.
It will assist the central bank to capture its heritage, the rich history that it has since 1974 it was established. But more importantly, the various major projects that we are implementing. We believe that as these key projects, especially the headquarters that we are building at Zulwini, it will be very critical to have the wider and broader coverage so that when it is completed, we are not searching in the archives, by the way, what happened, but would have captured the data on an ongoing basis.
The Chief Executive Officer of Eswatini Television Authority says through dynamic programming, engaging content, and widespread outreach, this collaboration will put the spotlight on the central bank's work from monetary policy to currency issuance and everything in between.
We believe that Emaswati will benefit immensely when they understand the mandate of the bank, when they understand the initiatives, different initiatives that the bank is working on. For example, as you mentioned, the construction project that's going to be commencing soon at Zulwini, right? It is of great importance that Emaswati appreciate the vision of the government and the bank as to what and how that facility will serve and improve the services of the bank and the country overall. And, our platform, right, is rightfully positioned to help the bank in that regard.
Eswatini Television Authority CEO further said this is not just a partnership, but it is a mission to build a financially smart nation. Reporting, Nelson Dlangamandla for Minkosi Nzinisa, Mbabane.
Right, at those financing news, we segue into the world of business. We take a look at financial indicators to give us a sense of how markets performed today in the Up Next Financial Report.
Standard Bank.
And still on that, we segue into the world or international sugar, where we find the sales of sugar globally. Our sports news tonight, the Minister of Sports, the Honorable Bonganzima, has rewarded athletes and teams that won medals at and represented the country internationally from December last year with a total amount of 190,000 Malangeni. The athletes and the teams honored include those who returned from netball, athletics, boxing and swimming competitions. The swimmer Haley Hoyle alone received over 60,000 Malangeni, and the ceremony was held at the Ministry of Sports in Mbabane.
The Ministry of Sports in the Kingdom continues to fulfill its promise by supporting athletes who proudly represent the nation beyond our borders. These national heroes who return home with medals are rewarded with financial incentives aimed at motivating them to continue flying the country's flag high in international competitions. Honorable Minister of Sports Bonganzima handed over rewards to various sports athletes. The national men's netball team, a boxer who competed in Mozambique, 2 swimmers who represented the country in Namibia, and athletes who participated in relay events in Botswana.
Athletes noma ke tihlabane tethu letihlabene ngaphandle kwalelive dabuya netindondo noma ke dabuya nema medals latside.
Those who participated in international competitions and returned with medals. According to the ministry's policy, those who won gold medals received 20,000 Malangeni, silver medalists received 10,000 Malangeni, and bronze medalists received 5,000 Malangeni. We are happy that the amount of 190,000 Malangeni has been distributed.
Swimmer Haley Howe is believed to have received over 60,000 Malangeni thanks to her outstanding performance, winning gold in the 100-meter butterfly, 200-meter butterfly, the 3-kilometer open water event, and the 800-meter butterfly.
Having such a big team in Namibia definitely played a part in the amazing mental space I was in order to win these medals. And I think it's just an amazing experience being able to go to a region where it's a lot harder to compete in swimming, given that we're swimming with South Africa and Mozambique and Mauritius, which have all known to produce some very good swimmers.
Netball Association President Tombi Masango expressed her heartfelt gratitude to the ministry for its ongoing support and commitment to the development of the sport. Athletics Eswatini President Zakhele Dlamini also thanked the ministry for its talent search initiative, which identified 2 athletes who are now shining on the international stage. Nozipho Mahlalela, Secretary of the Swimming Association, commended the support and assured that the federation will continue to prepare athletes to represent Eswatini with pride on the international stage. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports, I'm Linda Dlamini, Mbabane.
Right, and just like that, we hit the home stretch of the news at 10 at Eswatini Television. Before we go, a quick reminder of the news making headlines tonight. His Excellency, the Prime Minister, who is representing His Majesty King Mswati III, has met with the UN Secretary General Special Envoy in Mbabane. The World Food Programme has committed itself to supporting the government of Eswatini in fighting poverty in communities. And the Minister of Information, Communications and Technology has donated 80 tablets with docking stations, 5 wireless access points and Cisco switches to the Minister of Health. Right, that's how we come to the conclusion of the news at 10 at Eswatini TV. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. Up next, we cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the team at Eswatini TV. For now, yes, good night and God bless.
Let pass them parts of Funza Sashisireni, Umtonisha Temba Masu. Some people verily believe, Mtonisha would say, if